And 3-1 was the final score. It meant that the Soviets had won the group. Holland were second. They're the two qualifying countries from that group. And it means that the semi-finals next week shape up like this. West Germany, the host country, will play Holland on Tuesday, and the Soviet Union will play Italy on Wednesday. Those are the matches, and those are the final four. Well, now we can go straight to Archie Macpherson, who's talking with the England manager.
Jack, I know how sick you must feel. Did you really think you were going to do it?
I thought we'd done it. When he started to shift people off the field and put more forwards on, put people up front, I thought we'll get a bit more ball across midfield now, and maybe we'll cut off the supply. And about 7 minutes to go, I think it was, and I thought, yeah, you know.
There seems to be some doubt about the goal. Apparently, looking back at it, one of the Dutch players was offside.
I don't know. I came in, and as I came off the field, went to see the players, and as I came off to go up the stairs, one of the journalists come and got hold of me, and one of the television people came and got hold of me. He says he was about 3 yards offside. And I said, was he? And he said, yeah.
Did you worry about the heat out there because you had put in so much physical effort in the previous two games?
Of course. I mean, you know, our game is about physical effort. It's about getting close to people and closing people down and making them not be able to see what they want to hit. And
well, were you worried about the legs of some of your older players?
Of course I was. I was worried about the legs of the players, but they ran themselves into the ground.
Did you fear at any moment that the Dutch might break through, though?
No, I thought that had passed. We were handling the Dutch at the back better at that stage of the game when they scored than we'd done at any other stage.
Well, you're right, but can't you look back on this tournament, not just this game, with a great deal of sense of pride in what you've achieved?
Great deal. I'm a bit sorry for the lads because of this is our first tournament. I'm pleased for them in another way that they've come out of it with a lot of credit. When we came, I said, you know, it'd be nice to come out of the competition with some credit. And we've taken 3 points, and we've pushed the Russians. We've been unlucky to lose against the Russians, and then we've pushed these to 7 minutes from the end.
Do you think the fact that a lot of people wrote you off constantly was one of the great motivations for you and your side?
No, I don't think so. Our lads are capable. They've been battling like that for a long time. That's the first game we lost in 14. And you see how close we came not to losing that one.
Yeah, it was a cruel goal too, because the ball took a very vicious spin.
Took a vicious spin when it bounced, and it kicked round Packy and went in off the post, I think. But you know, I'll be upset when I watch it again if the linesman puts his flag up as it was said, and then takes it down again.
Well, do you know, somebody just showed me a message saying there are thousands of Irishmen out in that stadium calling for you to make an appearance. I mean, you must get a great satisfaction out of that.
Well,
we can hear them faintly in the background.
They'll behave themselves. They'll have a sing-song tonight. They've enjoyed the trip. They've enjoyed the tour. We've given them something to shout about. And for that, I'm grateful, you know.
Do you think you've taught all the British football supporters in entirety, the way you've played, the way you performed, and the way the supporters have behaved, that they can enjoy football at this level?
I don't think we've, apart from the odd gesture to the referee or the odd word of protest, I don't think our lads if they've accepted every decision that's been given. They've got off and just gone on and done the job. I've never seen anybody commit anything like a dirty tackle of any shape. And in 3 matches.
Yeah.
And we've just competed and ran and chased and tried to play.
Yeah. Now, in the sense of disappointment that you obviously feel now, looking back, what has given you the greatest satisfaction, the greatest single satisfaction?
Oh, I think the goal against England, and then the goal against Russia, the 2 goals. The goal we nearly got with Paul Seller in the first half here. You know, the satisfaction of watching the lads battle and come up with 3 reasonable results.
Look, I think there's a party assembling out there, and I wouldn't hold you back for it for 1 minute. On behalf of many people, congratulations.
Thanks for him. No, Archie. Commiserations.
Congratulations on your achievements tonight.
Yeah, we second that. Archie Macpherson with Ireland's manager. Now, for me, Trevor, you know, it wasn't an absolute shock that Ireland were beaten. The manner of it was desperately unlucky. But the shock for me, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers, is the fact that England have come out of this competition with 3 defeats and 2 3-1 defeats.
And in the end, they looked desperate, didn't they, in the Russian game? The great worry, I mean, apart from the results, obviously, is that in October, they've only got 2 games now. In September, they have a friendly at home to Denmark, and then they play Sweden, who are really playing very well at the moment, in their first qualifying match at home, where they desperately need 2 points. And somehow, between now and then, the side has to be changed, lifted, and sort of revitalised to get off to a 2-point start, which they desperately need. Otherwise, if we then start struggling in the early matches of the World Cup qualification, there is going to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Bobby Robson, Terry, in the interview we saw from him earlier, was saying that no players at home that he should have taken to Germany for this championship. I suppose that would have been right, really, wouldn't it? I mean, nobody really criticised the squad before this championship. He took the best players available, didn't he? More or less.
I don't disagree with him there. I think that this squad of players were good enough. I still say that. We've seen what the Irish are capable of doing, and I feel our players are as good as the Irish players, if not better, all round the group. But I also saw him in that interview talking about changing of tactics and a constant changing this time. And again, we've changed again today, when really the build-up, we've always stayed with the same way of play, perhaps in the last few years in actual fact.
Sure. Well, we're all sorry, of course, that, well, certainly sorry that England didn't do better, and we're now extremely sorry that the Irish couldn't qualify. But in the end, when you look at the final four there's a great deal of strength about it, isn't there? West Germany, Holland, Soviet Union, Italy. It all looks kind of right in a way, that, doesn't it? What do you think?
I think it's, apart from England, we would have all said, I think, Italy and Germany and perhaps Russia. So
yeah,
it's going fairly much to form. But I would say that I would love to see an Italy-Holland final. Whether we will see that, I don't know. But that's the one I'd like to see. That's where it'll be bags of skill and entertainment, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. You were saying earlier, actually, that it's kind of, if you like, flair against precision and organisation in both those semi-finals, isn't it?
I mean, if you look at the West Germans, to be fair, the captain, Mateus, I think probably for 3 matches overall has been the outstanding player of the tournament. They rely on him a lot. He's a superb midfield player up and down, and I think a lot will depend on him against Holland. As I say, a little bit more flair Holland, although we were both disappointed that last half an hour again they resorted to those high balls, so that's something I hope they don't do. And then Italy, probably with the youngsters, very exciting against the Russian efficiency, as we say, who break so quickly, rely on their pace. They might be blocked once or twice, I think, by the Italian defenders, who aren't slow, are they, in body checking, but a certainly interesting contrast in both games.
Thanks, much to look forward to. Right, let's look back a little bit now, and the test match, third day in the second test at Lord's. When we left it much earlier in the afternoon, the West Indies in their second innings were 115 for 2. Well, they've lost some wickets since. Let's take a look at it now. Big shout, given out.
Derek Pringle looks as if it was just a simple confirmation by the umpire, but Richardson looks a trifle confused. Well, throughout his innings, Richardson's been playing with that left leg too far across. He did the same thing here. There's no way you can get your bat on line if your pad is in perfect line with the ball.
Triumph for Dilly, and very welcome for him, for John Embury, and for the England team. Gordon Greenidge, the man to go for 103. Just too short of the 200, the West Indies total. And a magnificent innings from the opening batsman.
All credit to Graham Dilly. He stuck at his task here, and that was a pretty good delivery. Pitching round about the off stump, swinging away, which shows that there's still something happening out there. And a straightforward catch into slip. But they're all to take. Well taken, and a tremendously entertaining innings there. Tremendous power to some of the shots. To see him and Viv Richards going together, no finer sight.
And he's gone. The breakthrough comes. Richards, a little assist from him, I suspect. And he's gone for 72 with the West Indies total on 226. Pringle is the hero for England. Richards was looking very menacing indeed. He made those 72 from just 80 balls faced. It's a lovely innings.
Perseverance here from Derek Pringle, and Richards committing himself forward and then trying to cut the ball away through the gully area, drags it on from the inside edge. Delight for England, but disappointment, I would think, for a few people in this ground who might have liked to have seen a Richards 100.
Beautifully bowled by Jarvis. Deserved that. Had ill luck right through the innings, took a little bit of punishment as well, but now he's broken back and picks up the wicket of Carl Hooper with the West Indies total at 240. Port Downton bowled Jarvis, 11 in 34 balls.
Yes, most of the catches that England have put down this game have been put down off Jarvis, but Downton making no mistake. A little bit wide, I think. Carl Hooper won't be pleased when he sees that again.
265 for 5, 269 for 5 now, West Indies. I think that's 313 odd ahead, and that's on BBC2 right now. Let's show you how the final of the women's tennis down at Eastbourne closed out today. It was between Martina Navratilova and Natalia Zvereva of the Soviet Union, who'd beaten Martina in the French Championship. Well, Martina won the first set 6-2. Here it is at 5-2 in the second. Virginia Wade and Dan Maskell.
Oh.
15 left.
Little bit of luck. Well, I think she knew she had a chance of making the cross-court pass off that smash.
Well, and it's not quite over. Tremendous early return of the ball.
First and service.
So 2 more championship points. That's it.
Miss Navratilova wins 2 sets to love, 6-2, 6-2.
And she did that in 57 minutes.
Martina winning that championship for the 7th time, and of course she's in business next week at Wimbledon. Let's show you the order of play for Monday. It's not a bad day to have a ticket. If you haven't got one, we have a ticket for you. Pat Cash, the defending champion, begins the defence of his title on centre court, first match on there against his fellow Australian. Woodbridge, Stefan Edberg's on next, and then Boris Becker. A lot of people fancy him for his 3rd Wimbledon title this year. He's the 3rd match on centre court. Ivan Lendl, the number 1 seed, finalist for the last 2 years. He starts play on court number 1. So there we are. That's rounded off today's programme. I would think just for a while, don't mention the luck of the Irish.